Welcome to complimentary readings and an energy talk with me, Oracle Brigette. I am live on YouTube and I'm going to do my best to keep this video on my YouTube page. I'm also live on Instagram. However, Instagram, I'm not going to be looking at you as much. I will not be saving this on my IG. This is just going to be for YouTube. Okay. Instagram gets kind of a side angle view. And if you're on Instagram and you have questions, I'm going to definitely answer your questions. I'm just going to read the Instagram questions out loud so we're all on the same page. So if you're here on YouTube, would you let me know here in the chat that you can hear me okay? If you're looking for better audio quality, YouTube is the way to go. I have my mic here plugged in for YouTube. All right, so I just want to get into it, all right? Make sure you're comfortable. If you are driving, do not get all zenned out and start closing your eyes. Be aware. This is an adult program. I hope to use adult language. The intention of this video is to offer spiritual guidance and inspiration to those who can tap into and sense the nuanced energies in their bodies and in their environments. Not everybody resonates with that, so not everybody will resonate with this video. But for those of you who are called to it, I love you. Thank you for being here. I love you. Thank you for being here. I had to say it to both screens. Oh, okay. So I think the best thing to start with would be to give you a little bit of a general update. Okay? Like a general energy. Oh, good. Thank you. Sound is good. Yay, 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 yay. All right. So here's what I can advise in terms of spiritual guidance. Slow down. Slowing down is the way to go. And I'm going to get into it. Make sure you're breathing as I talk to you now. There is going to be a speeding up and a quickening. Okay, that's like the same thing. Speeding up, quickening of things happening in our lives, of change happening in our lives, and of just overall movement. It's going to be like, no matter where you're at in your life and how this message hits, we're all going to be interacting with a variety of energies, with more of a variety of energies than usual. Okay? So as it seems or feels like more energies are coming in towards us at this time, I advise you to slow down. Now let's talk. What do we mean by slow down? This could literally mean physically. The impetus that you have, the energy that you have, and the natural way, excuse me, that it feels like coming out of you. Allow yourself to be discerning and pause and ensure that you are not about to move rashly. So we have just been updated. We have just been updated energetically. We're really still getting used to the whole experience of vibrating at a different frequency than we're used to. And the world and everything around us is vibrating at a different frequency than we're used to. We seem to have more energy. And so the natural way that our body would usually go about things, perhaps now, in this upgraded state, you may move a lot faster. A lot faster. Unintentionally, causing you to do sloppy work. or simply to just move quicker than intended. That's literally physically. Where I really feel like this message is going to hit, or at least to be a good seed that I want to plant for us, is in terms of making decisions. At this time, in terms of making decisions and how much time you give yourself to feel out the context for why you're feeling a certain way that is driving you to want to make a decision. Ensure that you are providing yourself enough time to really feel out what you're feeling before you make a rash decision that you may later regret. And so I think that when we're consciously tuning ourselves to move conscientiously, to decide slowly, to not rush ourselves, then when all of a sudden something happens and our adrenaline raises, and suddenly we may feel anxious or stressed, we're going to notice the contrast between the state where we were when we were being very self-aware and then what happens when an energy activated in our bodies. Suddenly feeling like, oh my God, I got to make a decision. Holy shit, I got to make a decision now. I got to make this decision now. Suddenly feeling that way can either cause you to stop dead in your tracks and say, whoa, hold on a second. Let me retain my power. Let me return to homeostasis. Let me give myself a moment. It's going to be a lot easier to do that for yourself when you are coming from a fairly neutral place. When you're already conscientiously thinking about being discerning, about not moving too quickly, then when the impetus arises to suddenly need to move quickly, it's going to be a lot easier to be self-aware of it and to catch yourself before you do some self-sabotagey type of thing or just something that you may later regret. Okay. When you're already in a, now, mind you, sometimes we don't have power over whether or not we're in an anxious state. Sometimes we're just not there. We're not physically capable, whatever the capability is, to not be in a state of survival or anxiety or stress. Sometimes it's a privilege to not have to feel those things. So, let's all be adults with how we take this advice. Let's only take it where it resonates, right? Be compassionate with yourself. When you're already in a state of stress, when you're already in a state of anxiety, a little nudge into a place of moving too quickly, a little nudge into a place of moving you into being rash, making decisions harshly and out of alignment with your well-being. It feels a little easier. It's a little harder to catch because you're already coming from that stressed out, anxious place. You already have normalized for yourself the feeling of being energetically pressured. And so any additional impetus of pressure may just get kind of brought into the fold. And you may just simply continue to normalize unnatural feelings of stress. Just because suddenly a lot of energies are coming in for you does not mean now suddenly you need to be different. All of these energies are coming in for you in response to what you've already put out into the universe. So what you've got going on already as these new elements and this variety of elements are starting to really request your attention in your life, remember, they are reflections of something you've already put out into the universe. So you can work with what you've got to interact with them. Set boundaries as needed. Remember that just because other people are coming to you with a very quick energy and with a sense of stress or maybe anxiety, and they are on a deadline, You do not need to replicate that energy. And just because they are on a deadline, it doesn't give them authority over how you choose to manage your power and whether or not you choose to join them in being stressed out and anxious. But if you're not conscientiously putting yourself right now in a place where you feel neutral, where you feel like you are not in a rush, then when someone comes into your bubble, comes into your kinesphere, comes into your vibe, into your space, and wants you to hop on the anxiety train with them, is coming in with a strong vibration, a potentially contagious vibration of stress, might be a lot easier to jump on that train. It might be a lot easier to take on that energy, to take on that vibration and replicate it in your body. And sometimes when someone is really dominant with that anxious energy, and it kind of feels like they're trying to fill the room around you with it, you can feel how it's possible to just match that energy and jump into the wave that they have created. But you don't have to. I think it's a lot easier to consciously be like, yeah, no, either I'm going to set a boundary with this person so their wave is not hitting me, or I'm going to exit this space so that I do not have to be around this kind of energy. Because when we're in a conscientious place, conscious about not feeling stressed, conscious about disengaging anxiety and then interacting with the world, we're able to choose. But just know that if this light code resonates with you, one of the side effects, one of the results is people will either be offended by you or they're going to look at you like a leader. So you need to be prepared to be a bit of a leader. All right? Because in some situations, people are going to be like, oh, well, if you think you can handle this so much better, then why don't you? Then why don't you? And then you're going to have to be like, okay. Now, in some circumstances, obviously, that would not make sense. But again, this is an adult program. So we don't need to clarify obvious things. Oracle Brigette told me I could fly a plane even though I'm not a pilot. Because I can choose. Oh, I'm cracking up on the inside, but I don't want to lose my vibe. So I got to stay chill. But I'd be cracking myself up over here. Okay. So you got the message about moving conscientiously, responding slowly. Now, no, there are some circumstances where you do not want to respond slowly, and it is going to be of such a benefit to have access to such a high activation of high energetics, of high energies, to be able to move so quickly, because maybe there will be some instances where we need to have fast reflexes. So, yay. Or maybe some of us are athletes. This is a great time for being an athlete. Your body will respond if you take care of it. However, the rest of us, like, yeah, all that excess energy, acknowledge that you have it. Choose to move slowly. Understand that excess energy that your body may want to turn into anxiety or stress is power. We can embody it, we can breathe it into our bodies, and then we have a stronger presence in our realities. We feel more embodied. We feel less easily stressed. We feel more capable. And we see that, wow, everyone around me is stressing, and for some reason, I can handle this shit right now. And you do need to be a leader in some circumstance where it is appropriate. And I hope you will be confident and discerning and make choices that are in alignment with the well-being of all as a leader. Because if you can maintain your cool, amidst energies that are intended to dominate your energy field and force you to feel stress and anxiety, you, my friend, are a leader. You, my friend, are a leader. You, my friend, are very strong. You, my friend, are navigating the energies in a way that is high vibrating. Oh, someone wrote something in the live chat. Someone with the name of name wrote dead chat. Well, that's a disappointing comment. This is disappointing. The fuck? Hey, my loves, on Instagram. You could go on YouTube. Or where did I write that? Okay. For future reference, can you guys not write anything in the chat if it's not of the same vibration of what I'm talking about or the topic at hand? We do not care if no one is saying anything in the chat. You call that dead chat? Because I'm over here spitting fire. Everyone is paying attention and listening and getting these light codes. So it's okay. I'm going to be distracted by the chat, as you can see, as I just was. Oh my God. The Instagram camera angle is so cozy. Instagram is getting the side butt angle. Okay, let's stay on topic, shall we? I think I drilled that one in enough, right? Collectively, whether it is the energy of an entity, the energy of a person, the energy of an organization, a vibration, just because it is happening does not mean you have to match it. Just because it is strong does not mean you have to match it. If it's an energy that is outside of you, it is not yours. You do not have to match it. Okay? You can just stay sovereign. Choose your own frequency. Choose it. I think this is a YouTube thing. This is my second live on YouTube. We're learning. I just side-eyed to the other camera. We're learning. I think it's a YouTube thing when people talk about the chat in the chat. I wonder, is this a synchronicity? Hold on. I think maybe I'm supposed to be reading into this. Hold on, universe. People in the chat talking about the status of the chat. It's almost like, talking about the inactive quality of the chat. The next person wrote chat bussin', obviously ironically. But hold on. This is the vibe. All right, so the next thing I have to tell you guys is you have an impact. Even though you may not want to be perceived, even though you may not want your presence in the chat to be counted or considered as an element of activity in the realm, just because you want to be invisible, you are not. You are counted. You have an impact. Your existence, if you're an alive human being, we can confirm you have an energetic imprint on reality, therefore on society and on the collective of humans around you, because you've got frequencies coming off of you, your own heart. There are rhythmics occurring in your body that are causing vibrations to come off of you of particular frequency. And so therefore, you are making an impact. So even though you might maneuver in a way to attempt to, not have a strong impact, not have other people count your comment, count the fact that you want to feel seen in the chat, but you don't want people to know. Guess what? We are communal beings, human beings. We want to feel seen. It feels good to be acknowledged. It feels good to send out a bubble of energy and to have someone acknowledge it and send one back in reciprocity. That shit feels great. Oh my gosh. Not being alone, having people around you who care about you, or at least being able to connect with people here. Oh, what a blessing. It's a beautiful thing. Do not be ashamed of the desire to be acknowledged, of the desire to feel seen, of the desire to connect with other people. Because you are in vision. You are visible. That is the word I want to use. You are visible already. As soon as you're out there, you are visible and your energy is felt. You do not have to work hard to be present or to make an impact on the world around you or on your personal life. Just by interacting with life and making decisions, you have an impact always. And there's no getting out of it. There's no one person whose vibration doesn't count in influencing the rest of the entire collective. Every vibration that is constantly coming off of your body is emanating into the collective and potentially providing energetic options to other people. Maybe you're feeling really amazing one day and you're being very self-aware and you feel like you're in a very high vibration. Well, guess what? Maybe that's the highest vibration ever felt in your apartment building. Maybe that's the highest vibration ever felt in your town, in your city. By you choosing and allowing yourself to feel it and to elevate yourself, you emanate those frequencies outwards and through the quantum field. And now other people, through their energetic field, can feel that frequency. And as soon as your energy field, a person's energy field, feels a new frequency, if it's something that can contribute to their well-being, you can trust that they download that frequency. And even if the person can't activate that high vibrating frequency in their body right in that moment, they suddenly now have access to it. And they have something to almost like work towards. This is a lot of times why people will get spontaneous epiphanies about how they want to change their behavior, spontaneous epiphanies about how they want to change their lives. A lot of times it's because a very, we don't exaggerate, a higher frequency was felt from the outside, downloaded by their own energetic field. And now that download is slowly communicating to them through their subconscious at a speed with which the human can handle. And they start making changes in their lives just because someone else nearby decided to waft some high vibrations into the collective field. Yes, all humans are connected in the same collective energy. And then there's also your geographic location, which your frequency physically coming off of you is going to have a greater impact as well on the people closest to you. They can be felt. You can be felt. And yeah, that's probably like the most attractive part of being a light worker, for me at least. That was one of the selling points for me over 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when I decided to be a light worker. Wow, 15 years ago. Holy shit. Was this energy of, oh my God, I improve myself. I make myself a better person. I make myself more self-aware. I make myself more of the vibration of love. And the more I embody that love vibration, I'm actually making the lives of the people around me better. As an introvert, that's great. Because sometimes we don't want to feel seen. We don't want to feel acknowledged, and we have the option to stay indoors and charge ourselves up. But even when we're indoors, charging ourselves up, we are still giving an energy off of ourselves. We are always giving off an energy, always. There's always a frequency coming off of us, emanating into the quantum fields, affecting the collective, as in providing another piece of energy, another stream of energy to the collective frequency. And every stream of energy coming off each person has an equal impact on the collective energy field. However, I'm going to interrupt myself for a second to give like an example. Have you guys ever heard about how, and this is not just one time, this happens often, scientists on opposite sides of the earth will have breakthroughs at the same exact time? Things like that. Anyways, I don't want to go too far out there because I want to stay on like this one thing. That you have an impact. Your frequency is always felt. You embody that love vibration, and therefore, that is the frequency measurement that you are providing to the collective. Another option that other people can potentially sense and download if it helps them and upgrade their lives. I mean, that's why a lot of artists make art, right? We make this art because we want to inspire people. We want to help them in some way. Usually, I don't want to say usually. Some artists, we create art out of our emotions, and we're going through an emotional transit, and we create an art piece in that transit. And then we complete the art piece. We also complete the emotional transit. And then when we share the art, anyone who's going through a similar emotional transit, hey, my love, come on in. Anyone who's going through the emotional transit will be helped through their transit by the art that that person made. I just see now there's something else in our chat. It's so exciting. We got stuff in the chat. Oh. That sounds a lot like energetic and psychic vampirism. Don't know when exactly you said that, but that's totally what I was describing at the beginning of this video. When someone comes around you and you feel that they have a very dominant energy, it is dominant, but it is of a lower vibration. And it seems as if they want you to hop on their wave of energy. And you feel almost energetically bullied, because sometimes people have a different kind of personality, the way they go about it. You can almost feel bullied, like you have to. You don't at all. But you do have to be comfortable either setting a boundary and letting that person know, oh, no, I don't work here. No, not for me. Or you say, or you run away, you leave. You got to be comfortable doing that. Otherwise, yeah, you can be so drained of energy. You can be so drained of energy when you choose to embody an unnatural vibration that someone else is projecting onto you. It definitely is like such a waste of time and such a distraction, because you don't have to force yourself to take in good energies. Your energy field is huge, and you are connected to the quantum field naturally, fucking spiritually, scientifically. So if your energy field, your body's super intelligent. If there comes to be some kind of vibration anywhere nearby in the quantum field that your energy fields can download, it will. And you're not even conscious of it. It's rather your subconscious experience that is doing all the processing of all of those downloads. A lot of you already know this. It's doing the processing of those downloads. And then you just have epiphanies. You know what? I think I want to study this. You know what? I think I want to do this. I think I want to do that. We have these epiphanies because we, every day, every moment, continue to get more and more access to more and more options, to more ideas for how to continue to make our lives feel amazing. Right? Oh, goodness gracious. It's crazy thinking also another thing about like the energy vampirism, the psychic vampirism, that can happen in programs. That can happen by programs that you watch, start to notice. This can happen by environments. This can happen by organizations. And it's not always done consciously, maliciously. Some people, they become energy vampires because that is how their parents were, or the people who raised them. That is how they learned how to get love, how to get empathy, how to get compassion from others was by being a certain way. Manipulative, by being manipulative. So, those people, sometimes they have to learn the hard way, Move this a little closer. Sometimes they have to learn the hard way by losing friends, losing jobs, losing opportunities, getting harsh feedback, or sometimes it's nice to get nice feedback from others and learning that they have narcissistic qualities, that they are doing things that are not for the well being of the people around them. It's a part of growing up, it's a part of changing. Who knows what someone did in their past life that causes them to enter this life and behave in whatever ways they choose to behave. Maybe compared to their past life, they're doing really great, even though they're an asshole. That's better than last life. So, just remember, just because someone is in your field, unless they're your child, you really don't have to interact with them. Like, you don't have to. At this point in our reality, it's about do what you want. And then let's see what life does back. Let's see what life does back. Ooh, and then we see what comes next. Ooh. That's why this program is only for adults. That's why this work is only for adults. Because you've really got to have your discernment center, your frontal lobe, they're fully developed. Life really does require us to be in the driver's seat and us to just be adults, to be mature, to actually learn from our fuck up experiences from our youth and be different and choose to be different, even though no one is telling us to be different, even though no one is asking us to improve. No one is watching us improve and saying, oh my God, good job, you ate your peas and carrots. No one is giving you a pat on the back for eating your vegetables. No one is giving you a pat on the back for choosing to retain your harmonious vibration amidst environments where everyone else is freaking the fuck out and letting themselves be taken over by external energies. In some people's process, they, unfortunately, but divinely, are going to go through some experiences because they need to learn why they shouldn't do that again. But you've already been through that and you already know. So you don't need to act it out with them. They can just act it out and learn on their own. And you can stay. And then while they're going through their thing, maybe they glimpse and say, oh my God, this person is not freaking out the way that I'm freaking out. And that's probably them downloading energies from your frequency. Downloading. And then next time this wave of energy hits, it's you and that person that's staying, you're cool. And someone else notices energetically. And then the next time the wave hits, it's 3 people that keep their cool. And the shit is energetically contagious. So you may feel almost like you are publicly self-alienating when you choose to keep cool, when you choose to stay in that state of homeostasis, even though there's a dominant bullying energy around that is demanding that people lower their vibration to stress or to anxiety or to, other low vibrating things. Oh, by the way, if you're new here and you want to know like real scientific examples of like low vibrating emotions, I want you to look up David R. Hawkins. His book, Power versus Force, has some charts in it. You're going to want to look at those charts. Just Google those things, okay? That may also be on the Awakening Resources page of my website if you go there too. If you go to lovesteadylife.com. Okay, so know that at first you may feel like the only one who is not a victim to these energies and who is able to see through them so that they don't have to be taken away by them. Don't let that discourage you. Okay? You may be the first of many. You may be a leader in an environment and you may not even realize it. If we are staying in alignment with our integrity and intending to embody a love vibration for ourselves and for the world around us, make sure you're breathing as I talk to everybody, okay? Don't hold your breaths. When we are conscientiously aligning ourselves with the energies of making choices that align us with our well-being and also the well-being of all, we make particular choices. We behave in particular ways. And these love vibration based ways of being feel best. The body feels more at ease in them. The people around us feel more at ease in them. And nature is already in that vibration. We are right now, collectively, in the process of making the shift to match nature. This love-based vibration, which many of us call the fifth dimension, fifth dimensional energy, heart-centered living. At this time, it's actually natural. It's just that if you are over the age of like 25, maybe even if you're an adult right now, is what I could say, then what is natural right now energetically goes directly against everything we learned because we were raised in the third dimension. Because the shifting of vibrations just recently occurred. Most of us were raised in the matrix, in the third dimension, in hell on earth. And so now that heaven on earth is the prevalent energy that doesn't just magically change how we think and act and what we are addicted to and attached to and like what we do. It just changes the impetus behind it and underneath it. So we are going to continue, and the rest of the people in the collective are going to continue to have these epiphanies, inspiring us to change the way we choose to believe and think and talk to ourselves with our ever expanding understanding of the nuances of our integrity. And we begin to curate ourselves and curate our lives to feel more like home from the inside out. And so naturally, we change ourselves. The speed with which we choose to change ourselves is completely natural. So do not compare the speed with which you are growing to the growth of the people around you. Rather, just understand that your subconscious is doing it's like your energy field and your subconscious is doing most of the hard, heavy lifting right now. So if something becomes prevalent to you mentally, if you suddenly become aware or a new option becomes available to you, you suddenly have an epiphany, so to speak, about a change you want to make for yourself, about yourself or in your life. Know that if the idea is there, you've got the energy to do it. It's a full package. And every single time you get one of those soul integrity driven ideas to change yourself in your life, it's a full package. You also then in that moment with the idea, with the vision, with the epiphany, you have the energy. It's like an energetic package that also is downloaded into you. The same time the mental idea is downloaded into your mind from your subconscious to make it completely possible as long as you follow through. And, life has its challenges. We're adults here. We've got shit to do. We've got things to work through. And then we've got this thing going on where life is raising in its potential to feel better and to look better and to feel more like home. And sometimes it starts out by ideas and epiphanies about yourself, about how you act, about how you treat yourself, and then maybe how you act and treat other people too. Act towards other people as well. It's up to you how much you change. It's up to you what you make it look like. It's up to you how you choose to continue to adjust your personality and your self expression and how you look and how you make art and what you do with your life. It is your life. We are grown ups here. Don't you remember being a kid and being like, when I'm grown up, I'm going to do whatever I want? Okay. Okay. Bet. And what you do things in alignment with aligns you with the reality to match it. If you do not like how things are looking around you, definitely make sure you are directly dealing with the immediate things in your actual physical reality. There are very few things we have power over in the world. Ourselves, our belongings, the things we own, that's all we got power over. So make sure your shit's the way you want your shit to be, and make sure your internal shit and your behavior is a way that actually resonates with you. And don't be surprised if every day that changes. If every day you have more and more ideas for how you would like to behave differently, for how you would like to act and treat people, just keep being open to these ideas. And I trust as adults that you will be in alignment with intelligence. You will make smart choices. I'm not going to tell you what to do, because the fun part is us deciding what the fuck we want to do. Creating new things, inventing new things, creating new social norms, making art, connecting, creating abundance, creating amazing feelings in ourselves, connecting with others and having an incredible time. Making life feel delicious, sexy, amazing. What are like all the good words? Do I really need to say them all? I don't. We'll go on thesaurus.com after this, and we'll all just Google, or we'll thesaurize all the synonyms for wonderful. Because you're alive at this time, so it is your birthright to embody the fifth dimension, heaven on earth energies in your body. You are just happen to be born divinely at this time, to where the heaven on earth energies are already embodied in nature. So, give yourself some nature time if you can. That'll be a quick reminder of that love vibration. Please always be safe, be discerning, stay embodied. Don't astral travel at this time unless you really want to. Zero, very minimal need. I mean, some people, maybe that's part of their mission, astral traveling. Disembodying practices, I do not recommend. Astral traveling, I do not recommend. Some people astral travel, they can't help it when they sleep. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the voluntary things. Dissociation, keep an eye on that. We want to be fully physically present in our reality so that we can have peripheral vision. In our peripheral vision, we see ghosts, we see angels, we see beings, and we see if a wild animal is about to attack us, so that we have time to duck, or someone's coming towards us and we got time to swerve. So you want to be fully present. Don't meditate while you're driving. Listen to music. Stay present. Move your body. Whenever big energetic shifts happen, and I want to close out the video before we hit an hour, so I kind of feel conclusive energy happening here, so you know. Whenever big energy shifts are happening, sometimes those of us who learned how to dissociate when we're kids as a trauma response, even when we're not in trauma anymore, we sometimes can pop into that dissociative state because it feels safe, and then we don't have to fully face all those big strong energies that we're feeling. Monitor that, because we're grown-ups now. So as a grown-up, if you believe in the divine or the universe or God, you can handle it because God made you. So if you can feel it, it's yours to feel. So you can handle it. If it's a feeling, just try your best to make it on the other side of it. Some feelings that come up for us that we need to process cause us to feel vulnerable. And in certain environments, it is not safe to fully embody that feeling. Do not dissociate to get away from it. Rather, get yourself into a safe environment to feel the feeling as a priority. Unless you're in the middle of giving birth, or, in some dire, you're in the middle of doing a surgery and you're a surgeon. You're in the middle of changing a baby's diaper and they're on the changing table. There's usually, some things you can do to close up a task, to, in a non-self-sabotaging way, exit an environment and get yourself into a closet or into your car or into the shower or into your bed so you can feel what has to be felt in a way that is safe, discerning. We're out here making choices that prioritize our well-being, but we're also, that's it. Just that covers everything. Physical health, mental health, emotional health. We're prioritizing it, but we're also embodied, present, intelligent, discerning. We can handle our shit, right? We can handle our shit. And at the same time, we are growing on a daily basis, being constantly inspired and dazzled and sometimes getting our asses kicked by the energies. It's a part of being alive. It's a part of this process. And it's an honor, because there are other times in our history of humanity that we could and maybe have incarnated, where this much change was not possible in one human's lifetime. And right now, a lot of change is so possible right now. A lot of change. Holy moly. So just enjoy transforming yourself in alignment with your integrity, with your soul, with your heart, with discerning adult intelligence, as much as you so desire. We make this world wonderful and beautiful and colorful by being that way ourselves and by sharing that way with others. If you want an energy to be more prevalent in your reality, in your society, then embody that in your body. And you may find that I actually don't like this energy all the time. And then that's a lesson learned, right? Sometimes we got to experience things, learn things experientially, and experiment by feeling a vibration because we think it's right. And then as soon as we feel it in our actual bodies, we're like, oh, no. That's okay. Keep changing. Keep trying. Keep epiphanizing. I made that word up. I'm excited. I'm excited about this cosmic energy. I hope that this video was helpful for you. I am going to keep this on my page. I think we got some good light codes in there. It's very cool being live here on YouTube. I'm still getting used to it. I'm sure we'll go smoother and smoother. So, I do bi-weekly coaching on Zoom live, and you can drop in at any time. You could sign up on my website, lovesteadylife.com. If you want to learn more about fifth dimension, spiritual ascension, things like that, I have a multitude of resources on my website. I've written many ebooks and articles and energy reports over the years, all on my website. So that's there to help you. There's the complimentary awakening resources page on my website where I have all of the spiritual healers who help me throughout my process that I can really vouch for because they really help me. And there are other things too. You can book readings with me, all of it on my website. So check it out. If you are here right now, if this video was helpful, if you're watching this video later and it was helpful or inspiring for you, I hope you will subscribe and stay tuned for the next video. So I love you. Thank you for joining me. I see someone in the comments wrote, how's it going? It's going well, darling. I appreciate this message. Good. Mwah. You're welcome. Have a beautiful day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, my dears. Now let me figure out how to end the video. End stream. End.